Hi, welcome to my video on squaring a binomial radical. The square of a binomial radical. Let's do some examples. Simplify each as a radical. This is a binomial and has a radical in it. So to square this, we will go 4 plus root 3 times 4 plus root 3. And we multiply this by FOIL, which is the first, which is 16, outside, which is 4 root 3, inside is 4 root 3, and the last, root 3 times root 3 is root 9, which is 3. Group your like terms, put the integers by each other, put the radicals by each other, and you got 19 plus 4 is 8 root 3. B, let's square 3 subtract root 2 squared is 3 subtract root 2 times 3 subtract root 2. Write it down twice and just write it down FOIL. I'm going to do the first terms, which is 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to do the outside terms, which is 3 times negative root 2, which is a negative 3 root 2. I'm going to do the inside terms, 3 times negative root 2, 3 root 2, and negative times negative is a positive. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is 2. Group the like terms, which is the 9 and the 2, negative 3 root 2, negative 3 root 2, and add them up, you get 11. Subtract negative 3 is negative 6 root 2. And another example, just more radicals in the binomial. To square means to multiply by itself, so let's write it down twice. And now we'll do FOIL, which is first terms. 3 times 3 is 9. And root 5 times root 5 is 5, so that gives me a 45. Notice I did the multiplication up here and put the final answer in. And outside is 3 root 5 times negative root 6 is a negative 3 root 30. And the inside terms is negative root 6 times 3 root 5, which is a negative 3 root 30. And negative times negative is a positive. Root 6 times root 6 is 36, root 36, which is 6. Group the like terms. And that's done. So that gives us a 51 subtract 6 root 30. So that's squaring. Squaring is multiplying by itself and using the FOIL. Practice means pause the video and work each one of these out. After you get one of them done, press playback to see if you're right and keep going. Here we go. 6 plus root 2 times 6 plus root 2. When you square, multiply by itself. First, 36. Outside, 6 times root 2, 6 root 2. Inside, 6 times root 2, 6 root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is the square root of 4, which is 2. Group like terms. Now this, after you get used to this, you could just say 36 add on 2 is 38, and 6 plus 6 is 12 root 2. I'm only writing this down to make sure. Once you get used to it, you could take a shortcut. And when you square, you multiply the binomial by itself. So it's root 7 minus 5 multiplied by itself twice. And you multiply the first terms. Root 7 times root 7 is 7. 7 times root 7 times a negative root 5 is negative 35 root 35. And a negative root 5 times 7 is a negative root 35. And a negative root 5 times negative root 5 is a positive 5. And group like terms. Done. That's a 12 minus 2 root 35. And we have a third one. 2 root 3 plus 4 squared is 2 root 3 plus 4 times 2 root 3 plus 4. Hopefully everything's going okay and it's working out. First terms, 2 times 2 is 4. Root 3 times root 3 is 3, so that gives me a 12. Outside gives me a 2 root 3 times 4, so that's an 8 root 3. And inside, 4 times 2 root 3 is 8 root 3. And 4 times 4 is 16. Group like terms. Done. And that gives me 28 plus 16 root 3. And number 4, we want to square this one, so that's a 5 minus 3 root 2 times 5 minus 3 root 2. First terms, 5 times 5 is 25. Outside is negative 15 root 2. Inside is a negative 15 root 2. And we multiply the last terms. Negative times negative is a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Root 2 times root 2 is 2, so that gives me a positive 18. Group like terms. And the pattern is the same each time. So that's a 43, and minus 15. Minus 15 is a negative 30 root 2. Okay, let's practice on squaring. Let's turn to the next page and see what we got there. But sometimes you can do this a little bit faster if you can learn the pattern, but that's your choice. Simplify a plus b squared. So a plus b times a plus b is a times a squared, a times b, ab, so that's the first, and outside. Inside is b plus b times a is ab, and the last is b times b squared. So that gives us, when you add that up, you get a squared. 1 and 1 makes 2ab, b squared. So notice, this is a pattern to this. So let's square the next one and see what we're going to get here. We should get the same, except the minus should be in the middle. Let's see. A times a squared, a times negative b. Oh, that square shouldn't be there, sorry. Negative ab, inside, negative ab, outside, positive b squared. A squared, negative 1, negative 2ab plus b squared. So notice when you square a binomial, it's the first term squared, twice the product of these two, and the last term squared. So if there's a plus here, there's a plus. If there's a minus, there's a minus. So a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Notice a squared, 2ab, b squared. If there's a plus here, then there's a plus. If there's a minus here, there's a minus. Then the last term is always plus. So let's see if we can obey that pattern. So that's a, and that's b. So the pattern is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Notice the plus here, so that's a plus. So a is 3. So a is 3, b is root 2. So I'm putting 3 in the place of a and root 2 in the place of b. So that's a 9 plus 6 root 2 plus root 2 squared is 2. So that makes it 11 plus 6 root 2. No need to write down 9 plus 2 again, just add them up. And you're squaring again. So the pattern, A is 5, B is root 6. So it's an A squared, 2AB, B squared, that's a minus, and that's a plus. So A is 5. B is root 6. So subbed in. So 5 squared is 25. And that's negative 10 root 6. And root 6 squared is 6, because it's the square root of 36. And that's 31 minus 10 root 6. So learning the pattern helps you do math faster. So A is 2, B is root 3. So I have an A squared, 2AB, B squared. That's a plus, so that's a plus, and the last one is always a plus. So A is 2, B is root 3. So that's a 4 plus 4 root 3. Root 3 squared is 3, so that makes it 7 plus 4 root 3. Remember, you can always FOIL this out. Write it down twice and FOIL it out and get the same answer. But again, this is faster. A is 7, B is 2 root 3. So we got an A squared, 2AB, B squared. There's a plus here, so let's put a plus, and that's a plus. So A is 7, B is 2 root 3. So A is 7, subbed in. B is 2 root 3, subbed in. So 7 squared is 49. And now we have 2, 14, 28 root 3 when you multiply. And 2 root 3 squared, so 2 root 3 times 2 root 3, just write it down. 2 times 2 is 4. Root 3 times root 3 is 3, that's 4 times 3 is 12. And that gives us 50, 61 plus 28 root 3. So that's the pattern for squaring, and that's true for any binomial, no matter if it's integers or x's or y's or radicals or anything. This is the pattern for when you square. Again, repeat, you can always do the FOIL on. Write it down twice and work out the FOIL. So if you like my video, click the like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell, because there's more videos coming your way. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find out more information about me, the videos, and the content. And if you like my video, click on the like button, subscribe button. Thank you. Bye-bye.